Hello, bring you back. I've been tarting around with the garden again, sorting all these flowers out yet again. Got some new nice slate gravel coming for this Monday, for this lot. Anyway, that's not what I'm doing today. Unforeseen issue, which I'm dealing with, which is not a problem really. I just didn't think it would happen. These rafters I've put in, particularly the intermediate ones, even though I put 6-inch nails through these, as they've dried out from the pressure treatment, a lot of them are twisting. That's the worst one, but most of them are twisted, and most of the bigger 6x2s are slightly twisted. So what I'm doing is, as you can see up here, that's the first one. I'm cutting bits of wood to the measurement at the two bottoms and then clamping it in. I've put a screw in the end one, but I should be able to clamp it, measure, cut, clamp each one. They're not all perfectly, they're supposed to be 360mm between each one, but they're not, they're slightly out. So yeah, so I've got a lot of this off cut and some of that, and I will need a bit more. I've just got myself a mitre saw, or whatever you call it, chop saw. I don't do a lot of this work, so I just got the cheapest one, but it seems to work fine. Anyway, so that's for this end. So I've got to do all of these, this end, to straighten them up. This end's more of an issue, because each section with the angle of the fence going outwards, each one of these is at a different angle and a different length to each other. And I've also got another thing I wanted to sort out, which I can't really show you from this side. Basically what I'm going to have to do is each of these, I'm going to have to chop some off the end of each, whatever size wood I'm going to use. Maybe, it's not very good showing you that, is it? Say an inch thick wood by 100mm. What I want to do is create a flush facer between the gaps, because I can't go over the edge because of my panels coming out. So what I'm going to have to do is cut an inch off of each of these tops of the ends, and then I can use a long board going down, and while I'm doing it, straighten these with the sash clamp and nail or screw from the other side once they're perpendicular. But that's not happening today. Right, I'll get on with these and I'll just show you the end result. If I haven't quite got enough wood to do this, so I'll have to go and grab some more. Not a bad little saw this. I'll just chuck the wood in, mark it, get the blade where I want it to cut. It's got safety, the guard, you can't, it's all safety. Well, that's a bit quicker than that handsaw, although it does look, I might have to tweak it. That looked a bit wonky. Okay, this is quite straightforward. You get the idea. A few videos back on this carport, I was actually going to do that to give me something for the end of the plyboard to sit on, so that I can, whether I screw it or nail it at that end, I don't have to find the rafters every time. I can just nail it straight along in that line. So that's a dual purpose, but yeah, I haven't done them exactly, they're not perfect. That machine is, it was about 1 degree out, so I've adjusted that, but it's better than it was. Okay, this one needs a notch for that cable, So I've just chiselled out, cut, chisel, put the notch in it, so that should be good. Right, well I've got all of them in now on this end, but I don't trust pressure and glue alone to stop this all moving around. You'd think that those being all wedged in tight with all that tons of glue on would do it, but I don't trust that, so I'm gonna put some extra screws in somewhere. I'm not sure where. That way, or from the top down, whatever. I'm not sure. Well, I'm gonna put some screws in each one. Straightening these, because the little ones mainly sort of corkscrewed, straightening them has now accentuated the other end. They're even worse now, but I'm gonna have to deal with that. At least the small ones are flexible enough to pull in with the thingy, that geezer. So one of them's nearly laying flat. Look at that. That's crazy, because I've straightened this end. Anyway, I'm learning as I go. I would have thought, had these rafters been put in and the roof put straight on it at the same time, obviously none of this would happen. But I've left these pressure treated timbers that were soaking wet when I put them up with the treatment, and they've dried out and they've just corkscrewed. So anyway, it's a learning curve. I'll put some screws in. Okay, we now have 4 screws in each one going in sort of at 45 degrees to the rafter. So that'll either hold it in, it'll all be good, or each bit of wood will split into 3 pieces. But we'll find out, eh? Alright, peace. I cut all the hazel yesterday. I normally do that about twice a year. I wanted to get it done because after from a couple of days time I'll be at work for 5 weeks solid, 4 weeks or 5 weeks solid, so this was getting to about 10 or 12 foot high, so I've cut all that back. So what, you had a hard day? Luca, you had a hard day, have you? Nutter. He's a nutter. In that case. Well, that's it for another unexpected episode on the carport. Never-ending carport. Forgot what I was going to say now. Anyway, that's one end sorted. I'll get round to whatever I'm going to do to the other end to straighten up those rafters at some point. We'll see how that goes. No doubt the plan will change halfway through. And oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm surprised they went off kilter so much, bearing in mind I put 6-inch screws down through each end of each rafter, which did actually level them, but maybe on the smaller, the 4-inch rafters, because I only used the narrow strap, which is about, I don't know, about 12 or 15 mil strap. Maybe that gave it the ability to move, whereas on the 6-inch rafters I used the 50 mil strap. It was actually just a tad wider than the wood itself, and with hundreds of screws in, and I knocked the edges round. And the fact that they're 6 inches, 6x2s, and they were notched in as well, I think all of that made them more solid. But the the little 4-inch 4x2s, they're quite flexible. Obviously that's probably why they've twisted, but I can pull them back in with the thing, whatever it's called, the sash cramp. Anyway, so hopefully if you're watching this, you've picked it up after I've finished the whole project, because this has been going on for a year now, and anyone who's watching this bit by bit, like one little dribble every month, like me, must be completely fed up with it. So it goes on, but that's the way it is with a background project sometimes. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to the waffle. I've been Springy. Peace and love. See you next time. Ta-da.